Hey, good morning, everyone. All right. I think we are live on Facebook on our Finding Joy Everyday private Facebook group, and also on my YouTube page. If I can just get a quick message from my team that we are good. Okay, yep, looks like we're good. Just getting a quick confirmation here. Happy New Year to everyone. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Kathy. All right. We are ready to go. So happy 2023. And thanks for joining me here this morning. I wanted to just pop in here this morning at the beginning of the year and talk with you about it's a new year. It's a time for new beginnings. It's a time for a fresh start. And that means that you are probably either very excited about what's happening and what you've got going and the plans you've made, or maybe it's January the 10th and you're not exactly sure. You're excited, but you're not exactly sure how you want to move forward, or you're continuing to move on into a season in your life that you've been living in for quite some time, and that season is no longer serving you. Good morning. Thanks for saying good morning. And I see Facebook user. If you give StreamYard permission to use your name, then we can actually see who's commenting. That would be great. So go ahead and give StreamYard permission to show your actual screen name on Facebook. That would be great. So good morning to you. So happy to see everybody here. And so again, I want to just talk with you a little bit this morning about maybe you entered 2023 with exciting plans, with energy, with enthusiasm to hit the ground running in the new year, and you're off and running, and it's a continuation of the goals and the plans that you had in 2022. I had a vision for a business, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute, that I had for 17 years. And every year I woke up with great plans. As a matter of fact, I was one of those people that used to make my plans in late summer for the next year, because it was a time in my life, was something that I was very aligned with, something that I felt deeply rooted in, that I believed in. And then all of a sudden it wasn't. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a few minutes. So you may be here because you're really excited and you know exactly what you need to do. You may be here because you're really excited, but you're actually not sure what to do. That's okay too. I want to give you an out there. If it's January 10th and you're thinking, I am excited and I do have goals, but I'm actually not sure how to enter this next phase. And then there may be some of you listening who are continuing on in a season in your life that you've been on for a few years, or maybe many years. I told you I was in a season for 17 years. And maybe that season no longer serves you, but you're still in it. You're trying to stretch it out. You're staying in it because you're not quite sure what to do. And we're going to talk a little bit about that this morning. Good morning. I see so many good mornings. Thank you. It is a great morning. The rain has actually stopped here for just a few minutes here in Los Angeles. If you're living in Southern California, which those of you who know me know I love rain. But we need to have a break because it's really affecting a lot of people in their homes and in their ability to move about and live their lives. So I'm happy for the break here for people. So good morning to everybody. I see all these Facebook users. I'd love it if you would give StreamYard permission so I can see who's here. But in any case, I want to really dive into this because I've got some great information and I want to give it to you because I know everybody has a busy day, and help you move forward, help you align. So it's okay to realize that every season runs its course, right? And if you live on the East Coast, and I grew up on the East Coast, You just know that, we've got 4 seasons and they're going to run their course no matter if you're ready or not. No matter how much you love summer, fall is coming. And this is true in your life and in your business. Okay. You have seasons in your life and in your business. For women, one season that I'm thinking of is motherhood. That's a season in your life. And I'm an empty nester now. My husband and I, both our kids are in college, and this is a new season for me, right? So I had one season with my children at home, all the 18 years, and then they go to college, and now my husband and I are in a new season. And that's just normal. But sometimes in our lives, in our relationships, in our businesses, we try to hold on to a season too long. We try to extend that season. And so let me ask you, do you know what season you're in? And if you know what it is it the right one for you, or are you trying to extend your season when it's time to move on to something else? This is a very important question, because you're probably talking to 1 or 2 people all the time right now on January 10th, people who are really, really excited about the new year. And if you're not in the right season, then you're like, oh, yeah, it's great. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited. But deep down, you're not. That's because you're trying to extend a season that you need to move out of. Or you're with, people, and I'm going to ask you to really start to back away from these people who are just a bit negative and toxic, who are complaining about the new year. Those are not people that we want to have in our season that we're trying to extend, or the season that we really should be in. Okay. So would love it if this is resonating with you, or you have a question or comment, give me some feedback. Would love to hear from you if this is making sense. So how do we know if the season that we're in is the one that's calling to us, the one that we should be in, the one that's at our core, the one that we should be aligned with? Well, there's some real simple ways to know. Okay. So I've written some down here, actually. You can do something for a long, long time, and all of a sudden it's over. Okay. And that's okay. And there can be, a grieving period. There can be a time that you feel, look, Smart Women, Smart Solutions. I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. That was part of my DNA. It was like a main driver for me waking up in the morning. Okay. It was everything to me besides my family for 17 years. It was actually, obviously, almost ran the same season as the course of when my children were growing up. Okay. So it's a long time. Oh, I love this. Coming out of the busy season and felt like I should have been doing more for Q1 and getting a slow start to 2023. Need to get my groove back. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing it. I don't know who shared it because it says Facebook user, but I want to highlight it because I can promise you many people are feeling this way. So thank you for sharing it and for your vulnerability. So you're not behind. I said to everyone on my team that that the first week of January was like a holiday hangover. And I was doing our stillness and journaling in our Aligned Private Membership community yesterday, and I saw everybody smile. So everybody knows last week was a holiday hangover. So you're right on track. You're right on track to be here right now where you are. So go ahead and take the pressure off. And my team is telling me that comment came from Jen Cox. Thank you so much. It still says Facebook user. That's okay. Maybe there's some sort of a glitch with StreamYard, but Jen, thank you. And thanks to my team for letting me know it was from Jen. Okay. So what are some of the ways that we know that maybe a season is over? Okay. Number one, if you're having to like drum up excitement and passion and drive every day to get up and fulfill your responsibilities, your goals, the goals you've set for yourself, you may want to take a look at that. Maybe you're not in the season that you really should be in right now. We're going to talk about this even more. You feel like you're being called elsewhere, but you're not. Listen, I'm going to tell you a story in a few minutes. I was in a season for 17 years in my business. So even though I felt like I was being called elsewhere, it was a slow gravitational pull to that because I just wasn't sure. Okay. Things stop working for you. Things go wrong. Now, things always go wrong for entrepreneurs. You got to know that. But I'm going to give you the difference. I'm going to share the difference with you if you're in alignment and in the right season and when you're not. So a lot of times when things stop working out for you, things go wrong. Everything feels like a heavy lift. Like that heavy lift, like, oh my God, if it was 10 pounds, I could lift it, but it feels like 25, or maybe 10 pounds feels like 25 because it's a heavy lift. You're out of alignment. Okay. And that's okay. Listen, I got out of alignment with my wellness routine, my workouts, specifically my fitness routine over the holidays, really before the holidays, because I had hurt my foot. And just yesterday, you know what? I am getting realigned with my wellness routine. It doesn't mean that you're not doing well or things are wrong or God forbid I use the word failing, right? These are the things that happen when we're pushing ourselves, when we want to make our impact, when it's entrepreneurial. So what does it mean? How do you know that you're in the right season and you're aligned and you're on course? Everything feels easier. I didn't say that you wouldn't have challenges. Here, I want you to hear that. Okay, you're going to have challenges every day when you're out there to make an impact in the world. But here's the difference. You rise up to meet the challenge. I'm going to say that again. When you're aligned and in the right season of your life and your business, you rise up to meet the challenge. You say, bring it, baby, bring it on. I can handle it. Right. So that's the difference. Whereas, when we're out of alignment and out of the season and we hit a challenge, it's like, it just feels like such a heavy lift, doesn't it? So I wanted to just share a little bit of this with you, and it becomes something where you have to start evaluating effort versus outcome. Okay, how much effort am I putting into this thing? And this could be for your business. This could be in some sort of a relationship. This could be in anything. What's the effort, the heavy lift, or the effort you're putting out, and what's the outcome? Does it seem like everything goes wrong every time you try to continue on with this? If it does, I'm going to encourage you to really look at your alignment, look at the season you're in. And I'm going to tell you a quick story, and I may tell it a few times over the next few months so more people can hear it because I think it's important. And this quick story is you're going to need a little faith and maybe believe a little bit in some magic. But my slow path to making this change, in my own life, really leaning into alignment and finding joy every day and leaning away from Smart Women, Smart Solutions really started in April of 2021. Can you believe that? So that was, pretty soon it'll be 2 years. Why? Because I was in a season for 17 years. It's hard to let go. It's hard to let go. And sometimes, even though all the signs are there, you hold on. You keep holding on, right? So, very quickly, I will tell you, it's a longer story, but I'm going to make it very brief. But I was traveling with my daughter in end of March, early April 2021. And we were in Oregon. Well, we were in Seattle. We were in Oregon. We were in Denver. And we were looking at colleges. We saw, I don't know, 6 colleges in 7 days. It was something crazy. But during that time, during the time when we were in Corvallis, Oregon, and I'll never forget it. Good morning, Stevie. So happy to see you here. Good morning. And Jen, good morning to you too. I didn't know it was you because it says Facebook user, but I'm so happy you're here. I was in Corvallis, Oregon, and that's where Oregon State is. My daughter and I were looking at it, and I felt very off that day. Off, not in a bad way, but just reflective. I felt contemplative. And we were driving from Seattle down to Corvallis to see the college. And the college is about 7 miles inland from the freeway, and you just think you're never going to get there because it's just all this open cow pasture and land, and it's like a school of 40,000 students, and you think, could there really be anything out here? And then voila, all of a sudden you see it. But my point is, I felt different that day, and I felt a strong pull and gravitational pull to my parents, who are both gone now. And it poured the rain. It rained so hard. It was like here in Southern California, it rained and it rained and it rained. And the tour was canceled. And my daughter and I decided to go for it. We didn't have an umbrella. We didn't even have a proper hood for our jacket. So we got soaking wet. But it's one of the memories that I will always have. And as we were driving away from Corvallis that day, remember, I felt this presence. I felt something. As we were driving away from Corvallis, then we were heading down to Eugene to see the University of Oregon, which is actually the school that she ultimately chose. We saw the largest, most vibrant, colorful rainbow that we have ever seen in our lives. In my, at that time, 61 years, and for my daughter in her, at the time, 18 years. We had never, we had to pull off the road. It was majestic. It's hard to explain. You just have to be there to see it. But it was something that was sort of a once in a lifetime moment. The clouds had parted. It had been raining all day. And then as we started to turn back onto the highway to head down to Eugene, I looked to my left. And do you know what the sign on the street was there where we pulled off the road? It was called Joy Lane. It's interesting, isn't it? So again, this day was kind of interesting. We leave Oregon eventually. We fly to Denver because she has a couple schools to see in Colorado. And it was on Easter Sunday. We were in Denver for Easter Sunday. And I felt such a strong pull, conviction, force pulling me to listen to an online sermon for Easter Sunday, which I had not done in a long, long time. And I'm not going to go through all the details, but to make a long story short, I just really felt like Spirit guided me to this particular sermon. I'd never heard this person before. Her name is actually Joyce Myers. I had no idea who she was. But the point is, in the middle of that program, sitting in a hotel room in Denver with all the lights out because my daughter was still sleeping, sipping a coffee, I heard a very strong calling that what I needed to do was talk about alignment and helping more women find joy every day. It was as clear. It was so clear. I cannot tell you. It was loud. It was clear. It was focused, and it was purposeful. Okay. Oh, Stevie, you know Joyce Myers. Yes, she is a very, very special human, isn't she? I really do like her. But when she spoke to me, it was really a higher power speaking to me through her. I grabbed my journal. I always carry a journal with me. I grabbed my journal and I wrote it down. I had no idea what it meant. I really didn't know, but it was so strong and so loud and so powerful. I wrote it down. So I wrote down that I'm being called to help more women align and find joy every day. That's what I wrote down. And the signs just kept coming over the last year. And I'm going to tell you, that was in April of 2021. Here we are, January 2023. As you know, or you may not know, we just launched our brand new website, findingjoyeveryday.com, in October. It took me over a year to let go of my season, to let go of the season that I was in with Smart Women, Smart Solutions for 17 years. So let me ask you, are you in the right season, and are you aligned in your life, in your business, in your relationships? If you are, I am beyond excited for you, truly, because that is a wonderful place to be. I am so aligned. I am so completely aligned. So Stevie says, I'm in flux. Okay, good. Thank you for being so transparent, Stevie. I thank you for that. Great. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for listening to the call. You've been such a blessing. Thank you. So when you know you have this incredible energy, when you know it's time for you to answer a new call, you rise up to meet whatever challenge of the day you have. It's just different. I love this. I'm not aligned. I can feel it. Good for you. I love this. Thank you. The more comments you give me, ladies, the better, because then I know that I'm on track. And this is what the message that I'm supposed to be here to share with you. So what happens, and let's just talk for a minute about alignment, okay, and about finding joy. For some people right now, you realize that when you hear about joy, let's really look at that for a minute, right? If you're not in alignment right now, if you're not in the right season, listen, when you're not in a place of being able to find joy, guess what? I've been there. You feel lost. You feel like you have no direction. There's no path. There's no way forward. And you feel like in that moment, how will I ever get into what Joy's talking about? Because I just feel like there's just no way out for me, right? And we know a lot of people are feeling this way. And that's another reason why I feel I've been called to do this, is because more women than ever need this right now, because we rule the world. We make everything happen. We are the ones who are making the world go round. Let's face it, ladies. And so we need to be finding joy. We need that positive energy. And when we don't have it, when we're not aligned and finding that joy, life becomes very difficult. We become discouraged, right? We become doubtful about our decisions. And especially if you're an entrepreneur, we can't live in doubt, because decisions have to be made every single day in your business, right? And when we're doubtful and when we're distracted, then we become discouraged. So that's why I want to help you get more in alignment. I love this from Jen Cox. I go in and out of alignment, but the consistency of listening to your guidance. Oh, thank you so much. These are such great comments, and I really appreciate it. So great. Thank you, Jen. And really, again, getting that energy. Jen's part of our private membership group in Align, and it's a great group of women. But I want to stay with this because there's something I really want to share with you to think about. Okay, when you're aligned, you have an awareness about you. You have this daily practice that I really go over and over and over again with women. Constantly, about having that daily awareness, because we have to make that imprint about what's uniquely coming up for us before we can go out into the world and start checking social media and start reading emails. Because if we don't, we start to take on the energy and the emotions of other people, right? And remember, your mood becomes your master. Your mood becomes your master. Okay. Whatever mood you're in becomes the master of your day. It just starts running your day. And that's why we have to have that awareness. Then we can ask ourselves the right questions to lead us through the day. And then we can take action. We can take aligned action. All right. I want to read a couple more of these comments. Thanks so much, Jen. Let's see. I can relate to waking up, to force myself to step into the energy versus the energy grabbing me. Wonderful, wonderful. This is fantastic. So here's something I want you to consider right now, because you may say, well, I don't know if I'm aligned or not, or you are aligned with something. You're aligned with some ritual. You're aligned with some routine. There's something in your daily life when you wake up and you get out of bed and you go through your day, you're aligned with something. And here's the question that I beg of you, that I invite you, that I ask you to ask yourself today. Is it working for you? Is it working for you? Is the current alignment that you have working for you? And this is one of the things that I'm going to be talking about in my masterclass. I'm running a free week-long masterclass starting January 23rd. And we're going to be together every day for 5 days. And I invite you to reach out to Kathy on my team. She's here this morning, and she can direct you to the link to get signed up for that, or just send me a message and I'll make sure you get it. But let's talk about this. We all need to realign and align at some point. Thanks, Kathy. Kathy at smartwomensolutions.com. Thanks. right now, alignment, if you are a woman who wants to make an impact, and I know you do because you wouldn't be here otherwise. If you are a woman who's here to make an impact, getting aligned and finding joy every day is going to be more important than anything else you do in your business. It's going to be more important than all the social media posts you make. It's going to be more important than the website you build. It's going to be more important than the email you send out next to your clients and customers. Why? Because people want leadership from women who are aligned. Why? Because when you're aligned, you have this positive energy emanating through you. You become like a magnet. You're going to become a magnet in your business for good things. You become a magnet for the relationships that you've entered into. You become a magnet for, your community, for your family. It's a beautiful thing. And I think that that's really, really important for you. And I know we had a comment from Sherry Walter. She's here this morning, and the chat roll is going so fast, but I want to make sure I give you all this great content that sometimes I miss it. So thank you, Sherry, and welcome this morning. So right now, it's more important than ever for you to commit to this alignment or this realignment. Again, as I said, you are aligned right now, but is the alignment that you're in currently working for you? One of the things that we're doing or going to be doing in our aligned private membership community, and some of you are here, so you're getting a preview, is we're going to start talking about what's your aligned practice. And we're going to look at all, 7 or 8 areas in your life and your business where you have to be aligned. And this becomes almost like a manifesto. It's a guide. You can put whatever word to it you like, but the women who are going to continue to lead, make an impact, and succeed this year are going to be the women who are really committed to their alignment. They want to have that keen awareness every day as to what's calling to me, where do I need to be, what's important to me, who am I supposed to be here to serve, what's my next move, right? Then you can ask the questions, and then you're not doubtful at all about what the answer is, because when you have awareness and you're aligned, there's no doubt. You know that the decision that you're making is the right one for this moment. And when you have that, when you can ask yourself those questions, those essential questions, then you can take the right action. You can take aligned action, right? And aligned action is important. Why? Because let's face it, how many times in your business or in your life have you taken action, but you didn't get the result you were looking for? Well, it's because it wasn't aligned action, most likely. It was probably because you were listening to someone on, you were, here's the thing. It's kind of like, what's coming up for me right now, which means it's being divinely guided. It's kind of like sitting, you remember when you were in school and you had a best friend and maybe you didn't study for the test, so you'd lean over and look off their paper or whatever to see what the answers were because they did study and you didn't, or vice versa. We don't want to lean over into anybody's desk to see what they're writing right now. That is a recipe to lead you completely out of alignment. You want to sit in your chair, you want to have your awareness, and don't look left and don't look right, because it's about what uniquely matters to you. And now more than ever, time is of the essence, and you want to be doing what's unique to you. Okay, for this time in your life, I want you to experience all the alignment, all the joy that you can find every minute of the day. I'm really on a mission here. I want to be in alignment and enjoy every minute of every day. Did I say there'd be challenges along the way? You bet there will be. But when you're aligned and you're finding joy, you rise up to meet that challenge. You're like, okay, sister, bring it. I'm ready, right? And even on those days when you feel like, I've had quite a few challenges today, I'm not quite ready for this one, Joy. We've all had those days, but when you are aligned, you do rise out of that. So let me tell you about 2 things that are coming up. One is this masterclass, January 23rd. It's at 12 noon every day for 5 days. If you want to join, send Kathy an email. She'll get you the link to sign up. Again, it's completely free, and we're going to walk through a week of alignment. Thank you so much, whoever sent that. I really appreciate it. And secondly, if you're in Los Angeles, if you're within 2 hours of LA, or you're excited to get on a plane and take a trip right now, you can, let me see if I can, hold on one second. Sorry, everybody. There we go. If you, thanks everybody for putting that up there. Love this group. If you want to come and gather with us for a day, I'm going to do a 1 day in-person live retreat for a very small group in Temescal Canyon. I think we have 1 to 2 spots left. So if you're interested in that, reach out to Kathy and reach out to Kathy and she'll give you the information about that. Again, we have 1 to 2 spots left. I will do another one probably later in the year, maybe in March, but it's a 1 day. I'm keeping them very small this year so everybody gets individual attention because I'm really feeling called that this is what women need right now. So that's on February the 2nd here in Los Angeles for 1 day. So again, sign up for the masterclass. It's free. I'm going to be virtual. I'm going to be on Zoom and Facebook for 5 days. Join me. You're going to get a workbook. You're going to really discover some new things about yourself, and you're going to get realigned to where you're supposed to be in this new season, right? You're going to let go of things that no longer serve you. And we're also going to look at later in the week, once we feel like we're aligned, we're going to look at what more ways to make profit. I've got a profit map that I'm going to be sharing with everyone. So it's a mix of aligning yourself as a leader, as a woman. And then we're also going to be talking about business, right? Because I know everybody here wants to, build their business. And so, let us know. Sign up for the masterclass, and if you also want to come to the full day live retreat with me in LA, reach out to Kathy. We've got 2 spots left, and that's it for today. I'm so happy to have you here. I've got a crazy morning with private clients, so I got to hit the road, or not hit the road. I'm not going anywhere in this weather, but I got to hit another Zoom. But thank you for joining me. Happy New Year. And ask yourself, in my current alignment, is it working for me? Is it working for me? And do I need to look at moving into a new season in my life? Okay. All right. Take care. Oh, I know, Jen, you're coming for the 1 day retreat. I'm so excited. Fantastic, Sherry. Excited. All right. Listen, everybody, have a great day. And I'll see you soon. Stay aligned, get realigned, and find the joy. Be well.